Good morning. My name is Shannon Clone, and welcome to Module 5, Evaluating Assessments. So what does the research tell us about assessments? What are the impacts of assessments? So assessments provide diagnostic feedback and help to set the standards in the classroom and for the curriculum, determine if the goals are being met. It impacts the decisions about placement, grades, advancement, and instructional needs for the students, and allows students to think critically and analyze and make inferences. These students are learning skills that will allow them to face the world that is continuing to change and learn the goals that change the relationship between assessment and instruction. Assessment provides the feedback that the teachers and the administration need to set the standards, evaluate the progress, and motivate performance. Student assessments. This is a critical aspect of teaching and learning process. It helps assess where the students are at on an ongoing basis. It measures how well the students are learning the material, provides feedback to which the objectives are being met, and it helps teachers evaluate their effectiveness as teachers in teaching the material. Student assessment is a critical aspect of teaching and learning process. It teaches strategical evaluations and effectiveness of the teachers by measuring how well students are learning the course material. The assessment provides feedback to the teachers and students about the extent to which they successfully met the course objectives. What's the difference between assessments and evaluations? Assessments is a process of gauging the quality of the value and or the importance. And evaluations are the judgments. It is a judgment about values, numbers, or performance, how someone or something did. Assessments are formative and absolute, while evaluations are summative and comparative. Assessments collect data to improve current performance, where judgments are is defined criteria and evidence. So assessments are done throughout the process, while evaluations are done at the end. So evaluations would be like a final exam at the end of a semester, where assessments are done throughout the semester, chapter reviews, that type of thing. Assessments collect data to improve current performance, while evaluations pass judgment to at the end. So from assessments you learn to improve, evaluation is the final product. What are some similarities between assessments and evaluations? Specific criteria. Both have specific criteria to observe performance and outcome. Both collect data and evidence. Both report findings. Assessments and evaluations are complementary and necessary in education. Like I said, in a class, assessments will be done throughout the semester or throughout the chapter, whereas the evaluation will be done at the end of the semester, at the end of the class. Assessments improve the quality of the future performance, where evaluations determine the quality of the present performance, so the final product. Performance assessments. This was something that I didn't have a lot of knowledge on going into this, but it's definitely something that I would like to see more of. This is where students show what they know and what they can do. They're able to express their identity and experiences, and an opportunity for them to share their story. It's a whole child approach through social and emotional and academic learning, and it basically fosters a sense of belonging, gives them an opportunity to tell their story. And what they know. I know for me, it's easier for me to present or to give details on something that I'm very passionate about or something that I know versus something that I'm just learning. So I think it's a great opportunity for students to work on presentations, speeches, and then just telling about themselves and getting to know other people. One school that was in the research talked about using this as a senior project, so where they conduct intense research on a topic they're very passionate about for a year, and then at the end they give an oral presentation to the teachers and community members. I think this is a great idea. It's like a senior capsule project, but I think this can be used throughout education, just on different aspects. The students, just like I said, it's a place for students to tell their story, relationships being the center of this situation. So informal assessments and student well-being. This is something that I know teachers do on a daily basis, but that they don't get credit for. Just teachers work to promote the well-being of students. Schools help students become critical, creative, inquisitive, and resourceful. Students learn self-awareness and self-direction, collaboration, and communication. They learn to be problem solvers. Teachers work to build relationships with students so they're able to assess their social and emotional needs. Lots of times in situations where we have students that we see more hours a day than their family does, we get to see them in a setting around their peers. So we need to be evaluating that. Teachers aren't clinicians, but they do have this interpersonal skills, being able to read students, build the relationships, giving them somebody to talk to if they need something. So this is a crucial part of education. One, I think that sometimes we gets pushed to the side a little bit just because of all the demands that we have on teachers, but it's such an important part. Impact on students. Positive relationships with teachers, feeling of belonging at school, student perception of tests, the better perception they have of tests, the less anxiety they have. Parents being involved in a child's daily life in school, these are all positive things that help them have a better attitude, a better sense of belonging at school. Students become more resilient, able to face adversity, and become more connected when they have a positive connection at school. This is something I'm very passionate about, making that connection. We work from day one to make connection with students. I work to find those students that don't have that connection and finding somebody that's willing to make that connection with them. We do this through check-in and check-outs, just building, finding something in common with students. On the flip side, negative teacher-student relationships can be undermined. Negative student relationships with teachers can be undermined student confidence and lead to a greater anxiety. So we need to work on those positive relationships. Parent involvement in child's life in school. If they feel the parents are concerned about school, and it impacts their attitude towards education. So getting the parents involved, getting the students connected at school, these are all things that are going to help the students be successful in school. So what's going on in my district? These are some of the assessments that we use in the district: state assessments, FastBridge, iReady, KELPA, Sabres, MySabres, ACT. As far as at my school, we do state assessments taken in the spring. We have language arts and math for all 3 grades. Science is done for 7th grade, and then social studies is done for 7th and 8th grade in a different format. FastBridge assessments is done in the fall, winter, and spring for all students, as well as iReady. is taken in fall, winter, and spring for all students. Sabers and Mice Sabers is taken in the fall, winter, and spring. This is opt-in now due to the new legislature. So not all students participate in the Mice Sabers. Kelpa, this is for our ELL students taken in early fall, late winter, early fall annually. And then each class has to do at least 4 tests or project grades per quarter. And then we do all ongoing exit tickets, informal assessments, just to evaluate the process of where students are at. Gaps in the district assessment plan. I don't know that I see any gaps. My concern is the amount of assessments that we do so close together in the spring. There's not a lot of time for curriculum or to take time to breathe. We go straight from state assessments because they go towards the end of April, and then right into our final iReady FastBridge testing beginning of May. So it's just a lot of testing there done at the end of the year when everybody's kind of at their end point. How does the assessments determine quality of curriculum and resources? Assessments are used to determine the academic levels for students. This drives curriculum used in the classroom. We definitely use curriculum that differentiates instruction. I'm on our building leadership team as well as our academic intervention team. We use the assessment scores on individual students to see where they're at as far as what interventions they need. We also look at overall scores to see for curriculum at the district level. So these scores are used on a daily basis, not daily basis, but on a regular basis, driving where we're going forward. Definitely, I believe our district is definitely a data-driven district, which is very, very good. Assessment and curriculum. How often are assessment results evaluated through curriculum? Again, I believe these assessments are constantly being evaluated at the building and district level. I know we use them weekly in our academic intervention team, as well as at the district level. They're using them to determine the effectiveness of the curriculum, where we go next, what our best options are for our students. We strive to give our students the very best education. Culturally responsive assessments, as I mentioned earlier, this is not something that I see a lot of. I'd like to see this used more. I think this is a way for students to present, be passionate about things that they do or that they know about, that they're good at, and work on giving presentations and such. Also connecting with others within the building, within the class. So it's not something that we use as much that I'm aware of. Definitely like to see this used more. Here are my references. I thank you for your time and have a great day.